Well, high-profile resignations in corporate America and across the globe are nothing new, but as more Gen Z workers enter the workforce, employers will have to prepare themselves for a new way of quitting. And it's often done with an online audience of millions watching. Isabel Diaz has the details.
The rise of TikTok has launched a wave of workplace trends. First, there was quiet quitting. Then there was rage applying, where young employees vent their frustrations. Not to mention bare minimum Mondays, where employees do as little work as possible. Each hashtag collecting millions of views on social media. But over the past year, one trend has become louder than the others. And it has many Gen Z workers very publicly quitting their jobs and letting their fellow employees, bosses, and online followers know exactly why. It's called loud quitting, and it's dramatic, calling out bosses and what some consider toxic workplace cultures. And it's often all out in the open for everyone on the internet to see.
So you were not quiet quitting then?
No, I
You
was
were
not.
the opposite.
I was very loud quitting. When I found out I was underpaid, I told them, like, this is exactly how much money I need to make to be fairly compensated. I showed them the jobs that were hiring for that. And then I also brought to the table, this is the impact I've had on the contract.
According to a 2023 Gallup Global Workplace Report, 1 in 5 workers across the globe are actively disengaged or loud quitting. And it's Gen Z, people born between 1997 and 2012, who are leading the online trend. Not just recounting their resignations, but often showing the very moment it happens.
This is me about to quit my corporate job. So I just wanted to call you and let you know that I've made the decision that it's time for me to move on. This is me 15 minutes after quitting my corporate job.
Part of the reason may be the way Gen Z views corporate culture. According to a Credit Karma survey, 60% of Gen Z adults in the U.S. consider the typical 9-to-5 job a grind. And it doesn't end there. In fact, that same survey found that 1 in 4 so-called Zoomers were actually motivated to quit their own corporate jobs when they saw videos of people doing the exact same thing. And while loud quitting may not be new, this workplace trend could matter more than ever in 2024 when it comes to Gen Z hires. According to career website Glassdoor, full-time Zoomers are set to outnumber baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964 in the workplace for the first time this year. And some analysts say employers will have to change their workplace perks and priorities to make the job worth their while. For Gen Z, that often means job flexibility, more in-person interactions and feedback, and a good work-life balance. If not, employers could see some very public and loud resignations. Isabel Diaz for CGTN in Washington, D.C.
Well, for more on this and other changes in the labor market, CGTN spoke with Jack Kelly, a senior contributor at Forbes. He shared his views on the so-called loud quitting and different priorities among different generations.
If, let's say, you're the hiring manager and you noticed a person who's interviewing for a job has loudly quitted and made a big ruckus before they quit and made a whole scene, why in the world would you want to hire that person? Because you're going to be afraid they're going to come here and just be a distraction, cause trouble. So whereas in the midst of going on social media and all your friends are like, hey, this is great, keep doing it, it's really not a good thing to do. My opinion, from being an executive recruiter for 25 plus years, it'll come back to you. You don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to say anything inappropriate. You don't want to throw anyone in the bus. You want to be polite and just leave with dignity and grace. I think what happens with the Gen Zs, they've seen what happened with their parents. They've seen during the financial crisis, they lost their jobs. During the pandemic, they lost their jobs. They've seen them schlep back and forth to the office, just getting burnt out. And they figure, I don't want that. And I think the Gen Zs seem to be, and the younger millennials, feel that they want to work at a place that has that they agree with their politics, their social activism, and they want, and to give them, kudos, they want to make the world a better place. But unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work.